even my messy ponytail is somehow too messy. Is that possible? Hello guys, we are back with yet again another one, and we are actually pre-filming this video because at the end of October and the beginning of November we are going away for just under 2 weeks, and I still want to make sure that I have plenty of videos filmed and my TBR ready to go because we are going to be going from the end of October into November. So I need to be able to know what exactly I am taking with me on vacation to read. This is a kind of like active vacation, not so much a relaxing vacation. And if you guys can take a guess as to where we're going, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't anticipate that I'm going to have a ton of time to sit and read, but I'm hoping that I do get a little bit of time to sit and read. And I certainly don't want to skip a month of our favorite little spin wheels TBR. So we're going to go ahead and just get this done now. It'll go up probably like the day before we leave for vacation, and then I'll at least know what to pack. With that being said, because I am going to be doing this like on the road vacationing, I am going to attempt to prioritize books on my Kindle. Traveling with a bunch of heavy books is not always ideal. We are flying, we are not driving, so I don't want to have to pack and pay for a separate suitcase just full of my books. So I'm going to attempt to make Kindle books the priority, but it's not ultimately determined by me. It's ultimately determined by our favorite little spin wheel that I'm so excited to spin again in just a few seconds. And I think without further ado, we should probably pull it up and not even prolong it any longer. So just like last month, I honestly don't think it's possible for my iPod to be like any more schmutzy. I really don't. So let's go ahead and put our spin wheel up here while I'm pulling it up, just so everybody is refreshed on exactly what it looks like. So I am hoping that that fun little Kindle pie slice gets some serious use on these spins. We're still going to do 10 spins because let's face it, I never actually read 10 books, but I like having options. So let's go ahead and pull up this fun little spin wheel and screen record. Wait the 3 seconds because professional. And let's go ahead and spin the first time. $19. That is a romance shelf, and I'm almost positive that this is the first time we're going to shelf 19. I don't think we've ever gone to shelf 19 before, so let's go ahead and take the very short little walk to shelf number 19. Okay, for the first wacky angle of these TBR videos, here we are at shelf number 19. So as you can see, this is a romance shelf, and it has, let's see, it has our Throttled series, it has our Lauren Asher books, it has Sarah Adams, it has Magnolia Parks and Elsie Silvers. Jessa Hastings and Elsie Silvers. So it has Jessa Hastings' Magnolia Parks series and Elsie Silvers' Flawless series, and in just a few days I do have her next book coming, so I'm kind of wanting to get into those. It has all of our Allie Hazelwood. It has several Colleen Silver, some Elena Armas. So let's go ahead and see what our fun little Surrey pick is going to be. So, hey Surrey. Pick a number between 1 and 39. 19. All right, let's see what 19 is going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. You guys all see what I'm pulling out, right? Oh my goodness. Number 19 is Magnolia Parks by Tessa Hastings. We've just found our first book of November. Oh my gosh. Although, do I want to do emotional damage to myself while on vacation? I don't know. First book is Magnolia Parks by Tessa Hastings. Okay, so while we're down here, we might as well just spin for our next book. So let's go ahead and pull up our spin wheel. Okay. 3, 2, 1, spin. Okay, this is going to work out perfectly. So we officially have our first genre spin of our spin TBR. So the genre spin is a pie slice we added for the first time last month. It was one of the tweaks to the wheel that all of my subscribers helped contribute to making. And basically what it does is it further randomizes what I can choose. So we introduced the genre spin wheel, which I'm going to slap up right here. And what this does is it's another spin we can do, and I get to choose from the genre it selects. So, yes. Okay, I'm so excited. All right. 1, 2, 3. Mystery thriller in November. Yes. Okay. Mystery thriller. Okay, so we're going to continue in the tradition of what we've been doing, that any of these random spins I get to set aside until the end of the video so that once I'm done picking the physical books, I can kind of fill in the gaps. And this is going to be perfect because I'm hoping that I have a mystery thriller on my Kindle that I can throw on the TBR so that it's something I can bring with us on vacation. So that is going to be thrown on to the end, which means that we now get to spin our regular wheel again to find out what we're going to, what shelf we're going to. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1. Buy one. I get to buy a new book. Okay, okay. Goes on to the end. There are endless options here because there's so many good books that came out in October, November. Although I may have already bought them, but I do have some that I could still choose from. Okay, so that's going to go at the end. We could decide on what book I want to buy. Ooh, I could even buy a Kindle book. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so we can choose that at the end. So then, again, let's go ahead and screen record. Sorry, wrong one. What am I doing? One day, I will be a professional. Okay, so let's go ahead and screen record again. Ready? Here we go. Shelf number 13. Shelf number 13. Is that in the next room? No. Oh, geez. Why wouldn't that be all the way up there? Okay. Let's move the camera. Okay, so as you can see, shelf number 13 is a special edition shelf. I did just recently reorganize some of these, so it might look a little different than in past videos, but without further ado, let's figure out with Surrey. No, I can't talk right now. We're working here. Okay. Hey, Surrey. Choose a number between 1 and 29.
A random number between 1 and 29 is 12.
12. What do you have in store for us today, Surrey? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a little bit of a wild card here. So number 12 was Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. This is the stunning Fairy Lou edition of this book. I mean, this edition is just absolutely gorgeous. I do believe this is YA. I don't even know really what this is about. So I'm going to be interested to read the back of this at the end. The only thing is it is kind of chunky. So I don't know that this is a good travel book, but we shall see. So Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. I get so excitable while I'm filming these TBR videos that I literally start feeling like hot and sweaty. Like I'm so worked up and excitable right now. So we had a mild coffee intermission. Delicious. And now we are going to do spin number 5. Oop, would help if I held my iPad in the right direction. Okay, spin number 5. Screen record. 3, 2, 1. $18. We are going romance heavy this month. Okay. Number 18. Here we are. Back at our romance shelf. I'm loving this. So just like last month, we actually had a pick from this shelf. Got all messed up and discombobulated, but on this shelf, we have some assorted romances. All of my Tessa Baileys, my American Royals series, my Abby Jimenez, my Addicted Calloway, my Briar U campus, what is it called? Briar U off-campus series, and a bunch of Kennedy Ryans. So let's see what we're going to do. Hey, Siri. Pick a number between 1 and 39.
It's 20.
20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so book number 20 is Make Me by Tessa Bailey. These are an older one of her series with new covers. They were just recently republished, but this is the 3rd book in the series. So what we're actually going to throw on the TBR is the first in the series called Chase Me. How cute are these little covers? And this might actually work because this is a very little one. It's a skinny little book, so this wouldn't be too bad to throw in my carry-on. So this might work. We could deal with this. Another spin from the floor. Let's go ahead and pull up our reel. And you ready? This is spin number 6. $5. That's in the next room. And I think it's Mystery Thriller. Let's go confirm. And I'm pretty sure this is a bottom shelf. So we are going to be very ridiculous angle heavy in this video. So let's go do it. Okay, so here we are at one of our favorite crazy angles because shelf 5 is all the way down here. This is my guest room. It is kind of like almost like a nightstand at the side of my guest bed. So space is limited, but we make it work. So let's go ahead and see what we're picking off the shelf. This is number 1 through 26. Hey Siri, go ahead and pick a number 1 through 26.
It's 1.
1. That's easy. Okay. Number 1. Oh my gosh. Cole, my son is standing right here. Guess what it just picked for my TBR? My shark book. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is Silent Came the Monster by Amy Hillharth. This book I went on like a huge search for. Finally found it. Was so excited. Oh, that's that that's it, Cole. Listen, that's that emergency.
It's supposed to happen on October
2/18. Yeah, national alert. This is a test of the national. See, was it that scary? All of his little YouTubers were telling him this was going to be the most terrifying thing. I was going to say it's probably playing on the TV upstairs. That's fun. Today is October 4th that we're filming this, and they're testing the national alert system. So anyways, so Silent Came the Monster. by Amy Hillharth. We've talked in several videos about how much I love sharks, and this is a novel of the 1916 Jersey Shore shark attacks. So I am so excited. This is coming on vacation with me. Yes. Okay, so 6 spins in out of 10, and admittedly, we are not doing a great job of staying Kindle book heavy. But that's okay. That's okay. So let's go ahead and do spin number 7. Yes. Okay. 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 That's good. We can make this work. This is another genre spin. So let's go ahead and pull up our genre spin and see what we're picking. Oh no. Okay. 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 Nonfiction. This is not too bad. I only have 2 nonfiction physical books on my shelf. So we could probably make a Kindle like nonfiction book work. We'll have a large variety that we can choose from. This could work. This is okay. Nonfiction. I'm going to read a nonfiction November. Okay. All right. Let's go back to our wheel. So let's see. Let's just write that down actually. Nonfiction. Okay. So let's go back to our wheel for spin number 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Shelf 17. That's another romance shelf. That is just so funny. This is why I love it. Like this randomization, because the last couple of months have been pretty like fantasy heavy. And now we're getting a lot of romance. Let's go to shelf number 17. Crazy angle time. It's crazy angle time. Do, do, do. All right. So we are back at yet another crazy angle. So this is shelf 17 all the way down here. This is a romance shelf. On this shelf we have our Sophie Lark, our Lynn Painter, our Elin Hildenbrand, our Lucy Score. Oh, we actually have like our Barbarian Ice Planet Barbarians, all our Emily Henry. So this has 52 books on it. So let's go ahead. Hey Siri. Pick a number between 1 and 52.
It's 19.
19. Okay. Let's see. 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Interesting. Okay. The Summer of 69 by Elin Hildenbrand. I have never read anything by Elin Hildenbrand before, and I don't know that this is what I would have chosen as my first pick. But I guess it's as good of a pick as any, so we're going to go ahead and throw Summer of 69 on my TBR. A summer book in November. However, it would fit into my vacation nicely. Have you guys commented where you think I'm going yet? Go ahead, there was a clue. Okay, spin number 9. Ready? 1. Oh, no, screen record. Professional. Wait the 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Buy one. Don't get me wrong. Okay, like don't get me wrong. I am excited that I get to buy 2 new books, but I have been really working on trying to pare down like how many physical TBR books I have. So maybe this is a way to purchase some Kindle books. Okay, so the buy one is going at the end, and we get to spin again. 3, 2, 1. Back to shelf 19. We're right next to it. So let's go ahead and go back to shelf number 19. Hey guys, this TBR is giving me a workout. this week, or this month. So we are back at shelf number 19. I already gave you a rundown. Magnolia Parks, Lauren Asher, Sarah Adams, Elsie Silver, Colleen Hoover, Allie Hazelwood. So let's go ahead and once again see what is in store for me. Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
Pick a book between 1 and 39.
It's 40.
Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
Have you had too much wine today? I'm not sure I understand. I'm not sure I understand either, Siri, because I asked you to choose a book between 1 and 39 and you chose 40. Do you want to try that again? Okay. Hey Siri. Pick a number between 1 and 39.
It's 3.
That sounds more correct. That's more like it, Siri. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 3 is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. This is so cute. And once again, she's actually not doing me too dirty this week, why do I keep saying that? This month. Because this is another tiny, tiny little book, but the font is also really tiny. Okay, but this is a small little book, so we're going to go ahead and throw the cheat sheet up on our TBR. How are we already at the last spin? It makes me so sad because I love doing this, but that's okay. We still have a bunch of Kindle books to pick out. We still have to figure out what 2 books we're buying so far. So let's go ahead and screen record and do our last spin. $17 again. Okay, listen. Does my TBR wheel think that I need some romance in my life this month? It said, you're going on vacation, just read romance. I love that. Okay, back to our crazy angle for shelf number 17. Okay, we're back. Crazy assortment of romances. So, without further ado, hey Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Choose a number between 1 and 52.
It's 22.
Wasn't the last one 21? I think it was. All right, let's figure out what 22 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. 21 is Pretend Your Mind by Lucy Score. So this is another book that was written a while ago, but just had a redesigned cover. So we're going to throw Pretend Your Mind on our TBR for this month. All right, so looking at our stack, we are very romance heavy this month. I believe 5 out of our picks were romances. So we have to now choose our nonfiction, our 2x1s. I think that's it, right? Yeah. So our nonfiction and our 2x1s. I realized a minute ago that I actually did an extra spin, but that's fine. I'm not too upset about that. So I know that I don't have any nonfiction on my Kindle. I only have 2 on my TBR, but there's one that I'm actually thinking of. So let's go ahead and see if this comes in a Kindle option. And if it does, that's the one I think we're gonna do. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I hate that the Amazon app doesn't let you purchase books right through that you have to like sign in on Safari or whatever, like get on your computer. So let's see. Okay. It is on Kindle. Okay, we are locking it in. For our nonfiction book, I am officially purchasing I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. That is a rough title. It always feels so weird to say, but this book, from my understanding, is Jeanette McCurdy's story about her time as a child actress with a relatively brutal mother who, from the sounds of it, was pretty mentally and emotionally, possibly even physically abusive. And it follows her time after getting her role on iCarly and going through her life as a child actress. I've heard it's beautifully written. So I am going to go ahead and purchase I'm Glad My Mom Died for my Kindle, which will fulfill our nonfiction spin for the month of November. So for spin number 2, we did a genre spin and we got a mystery thriller. So for my mystery thriller for the month of November, I am going to do Sidetracked, which is number 2 in the Mind F series. I'm super excited to continue on with this series, but also it is Kindle Unlimited, so it is furthering our goal to choose and prioritize Kindle books that I could easily travel with. So, Sidetracked, Mind F series, slapping it on the TBR. So, after much browsing and thought, I think I'm going to purchase 2 physical books. And here's my thinking. We have plenty of options for my Kindle for vacation. And there's specifically 2 books that I really want on my shelf. And I think they're the ones that are just not going to be beat. So I am going to purchase Modern Divination by Isabel Agajanian. I hope I'm saying that right. Agajanian? I'm going to purchase Modern Divination. We'll talk about it at the end when we're going over our full synopsis, what it's about, but I'm going to purchase the beautiful paperback copy of that book. And the second book I'm going to purchase is one that I'm very, very excited about. It's one of my most anticipated releases for November. It's actually not releasing until November 7th, so I'm not going to purchase it now. I'm going to wait for it to come into stores because at this point I find that pre-orders actually come later than if you just walk into the store and buy it. So my second purchase that I will be making on November 7th when I get home from vacation is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. I was going to purchase it anyways, so we might as well work it into my TBR picks for this month. There you go. We officially have our random choices for this month. Let's go over exactly what we put on our TBR. So the first book that was selected for us was Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I am so excited to get involved in this world, but I've heard that it's absolutely going to tear me apart. This is a cult favorite for so many YouTubers and readers around the world. I'm really excited to get involved in it. I know that this is a toxic love story between Magnolia Parks and BJ Ballantyne, I believe his name is. And I believe like people compare them to like Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl, which was one of my favorite shows back in the day. So I'm very excited. It says, how many loves do you get in a lifetime? This is also one of the most stunning covers I've ever seen of any book ever. Full disclosure, not a fan of the new reprints of it, so I do have all of the old reprints. But I'm really excited to get involved in this and to get involved, I guess, to get immersed in this and to see what all the hype is about. I've heard this writing is stunning and I'm really excited about it. Okay, the second book that was randomly chosen was Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It's absolutely beautiful. And on the back it says, whoever controls the spice controls the kingdom itself. It says, in the hidden desert of Kalia, secret spice magic awakens the affinities of those who drink the Misra tea. With her affinity for iron, 17-year-old Imani can wield a dagger like no other, and for that she has gained a reputation as the next greatest shield, battling Djinn, D-J-I-N-N, another word for me to look up, ghouls and the other monsters spreading across the sands. But ever since her brother was discovered stealing their nation's coveted spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession, and disappeared into the deadly forbidden waste, Samani's reputation has been in tatters. Despite Athir's betrayal, there isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't grieve him. Then Imani discovers signs her brother may be alive and spreading their nation's magic to outsiders. Desperate to find him and to protect him, she joins the mission sent to hunt him down. Accompanied by Taha, a powerful beast seer who enthralls and enrages her in equal measure, Imani soon discovers that many secrets lie beyond the forbidden wastes and in her own heart. Caught between her duty to her nation and her love for her brother, Imani must decide where her loyalties lie before it is too late. So like I said, I believe this is a fantasy YA story. It sounds really, really good. I've said in several videos, I don't love reading my special editions, but I actually don't have a regular copy of this, so I will be reading my Fairy Loot edition for this one. Okay, third choice was Chase Me by Tessa Bailey. Actually, it was Make Me, but that's the third, right? Yes, it was Make Me, but that's the third in the series. So as per our series rule, we are going to go ahead and pick up Chase Me by Tessa Bailey. This says, the first in a sexy and hilarious rom-com trilogy about three broke and beautiful strangers who share an apartment in New York City. College dropout Roxy Cumberland moved to New York with dreams of becoming an actress, but her dwindling bank account is quickly putting the kibosh on that fantasy. To make some quick cash, she signs up to perform singing telegrams. Oh my God. Her first customer is a gorgeous, cocky Manhattan trust funder if she ever laid eyes on one. And what could be more humiliating than singing an ode to his junk, courtesy of his recent one-night stand? What? Oh geez. Maybe the fact that she's just in a giant pink bunny costume? I have like secondhand embarrassment already. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. Okay. Anyways, Tessa Bailey is classic rom-com. She writes such great banter. The situations she puts her characters in are so funny. Like sometimes you find yourself like laughing out loud. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. It'll be a good spicy rom-com type of vibe for our reads. Yes, 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 yes. This will be read in the month of November because I've been looking for an excuse to read this book. And I just haven't found the time to put it in, but I am so excited for this. This is Silent Came the Monster by Amy Hildenbrand, a novel of the 1916 Jersey Shore shark attack. So I am from Connecticut. We go to Jersey Shore, very familiar with the area, and for there to be shark attacks in our area is not that common. I mean, they're getting more and more common because the sharks are coming back. Thank God. I love them. Not the attacks, but the sharks themselves. Just to be specific. I don't love shark attacks, but I love the shark itself. And when we swim in the ocean, we are in their home. So it happens. But this was very unusual in 1916 for there to be a string of shark attacks, especially along the Jersey Shore. So I am so excited to read this. Is this considered a nonfiction? This could have been my nonfiction, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, so it says, sharks are as timid as rabbits, says the superintendent of the Coast Guard, dismissing the possibility that a shark could be the culprit in an unprecedented fatal attack at the Jersey Shore. It's July, and swimming in the sea is a popular new pastime, but people up and down the East Coast are shocked and mystified by the swimmer's death. A prominent surgeon at the shore, Dr. Edwin Halsey, is the one who examines the victim and the only one who believes the perpetrator was a shark and that it will strike again. With the public and the authorities, and even those who witnessed the attacks so stubbornly disbelieving, Dr. Halsey finds himself fighting widespread confusion, conspiracy theories, and outright denial. Seeking the input of commercial fishermen, he soon learns they have long been concerned about a creature they call the Beast. The Lenape, one of the tribes native to the area, have their own beliefs about this creature, but can Dr. Halsey convince the rest of the world before it's too late? The story of the 1960 Jersey Shore shark changed the way Americans think of the seashore, reminding us once again that nature plays by its own rules. So now I am going to have to look into this because this might be nonfiction. I don't know if it's based on, like, the 1960 shark attacks are real. That's nonfiction. But I don't know if this is a book like a fiction based on those true events. It does, however, say that the author, Amy Hildenbrand, lives at the Jersey Shore. So she would know. So I'm so excited to read this. The next book that the TBR wheel chose was Summer of '69 by Elin Hildenbrand. I actually have to look. I don't know if this is interconnected with something else. I know sometimes her series do that, but let's just figure out what exactly this is about. Honestly, full disclosure, I don't know that this would have been something that I would have prioritized for the month of November. For me, when I think of Elin Hildenbrand, I think of her more as like summer reads. I don't know that I'll pick this up, full disclosure, but I might surprise myself. Maybe I will. So let's go ahead and see what it is. It says, welcome to the most tumultuous summer of the 20th century. It's 1969, and for the Levine family, the times they are a-changing. Every year, the children have looked forward to spending the summer at their grandmother's historic home in downtown Nantucket, but like so much else in America, this year nothing is the same. Blair, the eldest sister, is stranded in Boston, pregnant with twins and unable to travel. Middle sister Kirby, caught up in the thrilling vortex of civil rights protests and determined to be independent, takes a summer job. Do you hear my son talking to my dog? Anyways. Determined to be independent, takes a summer job on Martha's Vineyard. Beloved son Tiger is an infantry soldier recently deployed to Vietnam. 13-year-old Jessie suddenly feels like an only child, marooned in the house with her out-of-touch grandmother and her worried mother, each of them hiding a troubling secret. As the summer heats up, Ted Kennedy sinks a car off Chappaquiddick. Man lands on the moon, and Jessie and her family experience their own dramatic upheavals along with the rest of the country. A page-turning story rich with the details of an era that shaped both a nation and an island 30 miles out to sea. It sounds really good, and it does sound like a standalone. It doesn't sound like it's part of a series, but I don't know that this would be something that I would reach for in November, but we will see. Next, we selected The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I have never read anything by Sarah Adams, but from my understanding, I believe she writes very closed-door, clean, non-spicy, cute little romance rom-com types of deals. And I'm excited to get into her. I heard they're very like fluffy and bubbly, so this might be a good one to take on vacation. Nothing too serious, nothing I have to use a ton of brain power for. So this particular one says, is it ever too late to leave the friend zone? It's a friends to lovers romance, I believe, based on the cover. It might be like football player ballerina. So it says, the friend zone is not the end zone for Bree Camden, who is helplessly in love with her longtime best friend and extremely hot NFL legend, Nathan Donaldson. The only problem is that she can't admit her true feelings because he clearly sees her as a best friend with no romantic potential. And the last thing Bree wants is to ruin their relationship. But those abs. Nope. Nothing but good old-fashioned, no touching the sexiest man alive platonic friendship for Bree. In any case, she has other things to worry about. After a car accident ended her chance at becoming a professional ballerina, Bree changed paths and now owns her own dance studio with big dreams to expand it. But one more rent increase could mean the end of the studio entirely. Then, as usual, Nathan comes to the rescue, buying the entire building. A stubborn Bree is not happy about it and decides to rebel with a couple, okay, maybe more than a couple, of tequila shots. Then her plan backfires as she spills her deepest, darkest secret to a TMZ reporter. I don't honestly want to read. I feel like that's really in-depth. I don't want to read any more than that. It sounds cute. Friends to lovers, like sports romance. Okay, last but not least, we got Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score. Like I said when I picked it, this is the new cover. It was picked up by another publisher, so they did just recently change. But I believe this book was published years ago. Let's see. Gosh, look at Lucy Score's work list. She pumps out books. It is so impressive. Okay, so this was actually published in 2015 and then reprinted in 2023. There are 3 books in this trilogy, and this is obviously the first one. So it says, if this is pretend, why does it feel so real? Luke Garrison is a hometown hero, a member of the National Guard ready to deploy again. He's strong, sexy, broody. The last thing he's looking for is a woman to ruin his solitude. When feisty trouble magnet Harper Wilde stumbles into his life, though, he realizes that she's the perfect decoy, a fake girlfriend to keep his family off his back until he's deployed. So, fake dating trope? That sounds cute. Her books are chunky. Her books are thick. So this is a time commitment. So we shall see. Okay, so then we went into our buy 2 books and our nonfiction. So for our nonfiction, we picked I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. It doesn't get any easier to say. That is such a tough, heartbreaking title. But let's read what the description is, the general description. So it says, a heartbreaking and hilarious memoir by iCarly and Sam and Cat star Jeanette McCurdy about her struggles as a former child actor, including eating disorders, addiction, and a complicated relationship with her overbearing mother, and how she took control of her life. So for a nonfiction, I am looking forward to reading that. I've heard it's really, really great. And I was an iCarly. I never got into Sam and Cat. It just didn't do anything for me. It was a little too slapsticky. But I did like iCarly back in the day when I was younger. And I'm going to be intrigued to read about the dynamics with her mother. Okay, so for our mystery thriller choice from our genre spin, we are going with Sidetracked, which is number 2 in the Mind F series. If you haven't read the Mind F series, the basic synopsis is that the female main character is a serial killer, and she starts a romance with the FBI agent who is investigating her case. Obviously, he doesn't know that she's a killer. She knows that he's on her case, but it's just kind of like a spicy thriller mystery serial killer romance. They're very, very short. The entire series is 5 books. I believe you can buy them bound into one book, but I'm not doing that. I'm reading them Kindle Unlimited, so it's 5 separate individual, like, novella-sized stories. I believe they're like under 150 pages each. So Sidetracked in the Mind F series was our mystery thriller choice. My first buy one book that I'm going to go ahead and purchase is Modern Divination. I really hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, by Isabel Agagian. And the description is Aurelia Schwartz has spent 23 years maintaining the equilibrium between her carefully curated human life and the magical one that she endures in secret. With a devoted best friend and top marks at a prestigious university, she has everything one could possibly want neatly within her grasp. Except her gift of green magic has begun to fade, and if that wasn't enough to upset the balance of her life, a fateful run-in with another power-hungry witch with a penchant for stolen magic has threatened to bring it all to ruin. Cast into an unexpected alliance with her dreadfully arrogant classmate, Aurelia goes into hiding among a peculiar family of witches where she discovers that the secret to their safety requires breaking rules she has followed all her life. Make no promises, tell no one what you are, and never stay the night. I've heard that this book is really fantastic, and I'm really excited to read it, so that's definitely going to be one of my November reads. Okay, so the second book that we chose for our buy one option is going to be Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This book releases, like I said, on November 7th, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase it when I get back from my trip. But I'm really excited about this one because I've seen a ton of other booktubers who got like ARCs in advanced copies saying that it's really fantastically written. I believe this is dark academia vibes, but let's find out. So it says, perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas. Well, sign me up, because that is me, a giant fan of Sarah J. Maas. So it says this young adult fantasy, it's young adult. Interesting, I didn't know that. Follows the forbidden romance between a powerful prince and an ordinary girl as they try to survive their kingdom's grueling laws, pitting them against each other. She is the very thing he's spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she's spent her whole life pretending to be. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilia, the exceptional, the empowered, the elites. The powers that elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague, though not all were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the reward. Those born ordinary are just that, ordinary. And when the king decreed that all ordinaries be banished to preserve his elite society, lacking in ability suddenly became a crime, making Peyton Gray a felon by fate and a thief by necessity. Surviving in the slums as an ordinary is no simple task, and Peyton knows this better than most. Having been trained by her father to be keenly observant since she was a child, Peyton poses as a psychic in the crowded city, blending in with the elites as best as she can to survive and out of trouble, easier said than done. When Peyton unsuspectingly saves one of Ilia's princes... When Peyton unsuspectingly saves one of Ilia's princes, she finds herself thrown into the purging trials. The brutal competition exists to showcase the elite's powers, the very thing Peyton lacks. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for certainly will if he discovers what she is, completely ordinary. So a separation between the ordinary and the elites, I remember kind of hearing something about that. So with that being said, that is our stack of books that we're going to take along with vacation for us at the end of October, going into November, and then after we get back from vacation, what we're going to be reading for the rest of the month. I'm excited. This is an interesting stack. I don't think we've had a month in a very long time that has been primarily romances, so maybe I'll be in my romance era after this, but in the meantime, please do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.